I'd like to share with you part of a bishopric message from the Granite Ward, dated October 2010. It's titled, Caring for the Lord's House, or Clean Where You Stand. By now, most of you have become aware of the new opportunity we have to provide deeper and more thorough care for our beautiful chapel, a holy place of worship and gathering. When initiated several years ago, the prior process of cleaning was dubbed by some as the Every Member a Janitor program, only somewhat with tongue-in-cheek. Quite frankly, that earlier program was met with some skepticism, gentle resistance, and even mild resentment. This new process, wherein we are responsible for cleaning and maintaining the entire inside of the building, from dusting the organ to thoroughly cleaning the restrooms and kitchen, may require a different mindset in order to take full advantage of this growth and learning opportunity. I firmly believe that if each of us considers himself or herself to be a steward or caretaker of the Lord's house, that will help us adjust our perspective, attitude, and habits. With apologies to President Uckendorf and his analogy of giving our full measure of service to where we are presently serving, clean where you stand may provide that visual image which will help us to accept and accomplish this assignment in the loving spirit with which it has been given. In the past, we may have walked past the wrapper in the hallway or left our programs on the chapel bench, thinking that someone else would be by later to pick up or vacuum. No longer is that someone else a member of a cleaning crew who comes by several times a month. That someone else is now you in me. Our scouts are taught to leave their campgrounds in better condition than what they have found them, at a minimum. In our homes, everyone has a shared responsibility to clean and pick up. How wonderful a privilege, then, to similarly share the opportunity for maintaining the Lord's house as a clean, spotless house of order, as it should be. Ward, PFR, Physical Facilities Representative. An impressive title for a very important calling. One that takes a great deal of time, knowledge, and love. The sole purpose of this DVD is to help give you the knowledge needed to be successful in your calling. You are the key to making the member involvement program work. You are the one that makes sure that the members' custodial closet is well stocked and that they have everything that they need to accomplish their tasks. And that means checking the vacuums to make sure that they're working properly. And if the bag needs changing, change them. If your vacuum has a clog, then you'll want a picker-up device that is affectionately called the nose picker. This has a light on it. You just push it down in and feel around, and out comes the clog. The Pacer wide bag should be checked weekly. Make sure the bag's not too full. The filters should be checked weekly. And if needed, vacuumed off. And are easily cleaned with the vacuum. alternative to dumping the pig chamber each week is to use the vacuum. You remove the hose, and use the attachment on the vacuum so that if there's anything big, like a sacrament cup, it won't come up and clog up your vacuum. And you want to make sure that you have a supply of correct vacuum bags for each vacuum. The upright, the wide vac, and the pig vacuum. The wide vac and the pig vacuum will only need to be changed about once a year. The upright, probably every 4 to 6 weeks. Restrooms, probably our #1 challenge. This is the portion of the DVD that you need to study thoroughly and become very familiar with how to change the roll towel dispenser, the TP, soap, or foam dispensers, so that you can show the members the proper way to do it. Over and over and over, we see them put in wrongly. Also, the final ward to meet in the building on Sunday needs to take out the restroom garbage. There is no way that this can stay in for 5 or 6 days and then expect to have a sweet smelling restroom the next Sunday. On Tuesday, October 19th, I randomly checked 4 stakes, consisting of 12 meeting houses, to see if the Aaronic priesthood young men were disposing of or leaving the sacrament garbage on Sunday. I also wanted to see how many wards were removing the restroom garbage and making sure that any unflushed journals or toilets were flushed. And I wanted to know if members were having difficulty in properly loading roll towel dispensers so that when one roll is empty, that it automatically switches over to the second roll, or if the toilet paper is being correctly inserted so that when the bottom roll is empty, that the top roll drops down, and to see if the soap or foam dispensers are being changed. In far too many buildings, the Aaronic priesthood young men were not taking out the sacrament garbage. This should be brought to the attention of the Aaronic priesthood leaders. None of the checked wards removed restroom garbage or flushed journals and toilets on Sunday. So this indicates that the ward PFR could use some help and how to help the member do a better job. The ward PFR should familiarize himself with the Meetinghouse Care section of this DVD, especially with the section on restroom care. He should be very familiar with how to properly load roll towel, toilet paper, soap and or foam dispensers, so that he can instruct members assigned to restroom cleaning how to do so. This is an area where we see over and over again the need for instruction. If it were me, I would set up the DVD and show those assigned to the restroom that section. The DVD is set up in chapters. Therefore, it would be easy to quickly access any needed section of the Meetinghouse Care presentation. If the member involvement program is to work, then the ward PFR must thoroughly understand what needs to be done, and he needs to be there with the volunteers to supervise and to teach. As we said at the start, the ward physical facilities representative is a calling that requires time, knowledge, and love. This DVD should help you gain a knowledge of how and what needs to be done. If you have further questions, check with your stake PFR. If he can't answer your concerns, he can inquire of the area facilities manager.
Can the member involvement program really work? Yes, it can. The 13th ward that I checked was completely ready for the Sabbath day worship. The chapel sparkled. The hallways, classrooms, blackboards, and restrooms were all cleaned and in order. The images of this ward may be seen as part of the Granite Ward's bishopric letter. If one ward can do it, so can the rest.